Good morning, everybody, and we are live. Rise and shine. Happy Tuesday. Oh my goodness, Tuesday it is. All right. As we get to the tail end of our self-discovery series, today we're going to take a look at our weaknesses. Now, you might think, why would you look at your weaknesses? That seems negative. Well, it's not. Listen, we all have our gifts. And what isn't a gift is, I guess, considered a weakness, something that we're not as strong in. That's it. It's not negative. It's just a matter of acknowledging what they are and then working on them if it's something you want to. Or if it's not, we simply farm it out to somebody to take care of it for us. Because unless you really want to improve on a weakness, it's a waste of your time to put yourself through that grief. That's just my humble opinion, of course. Everybody has their mind as far as what that looks like for them. But for me, I'm not going to waste a lot of time on fixing a weakness that just really is something that I just am not good at. It's okay. And I'm fine with that. And so I will either get somebody to help me out with it that's better at it, or I don't know, stumble through it, I guess. I just don't let that stuff bother me. Like, I accept myself. And weaknesses are just part of it. There's going to be things that you're not good at. It's okay. You're not meant to be awesome at everything. Think about it. All right, so let's take a look. What are we gonna? Okay, so what do we focus on first when it comes to determining our weaknesses? Well, we can ask others. In case you're not sure what your weaknesses are. I don't know. I would think that most of us know, but maybe there are some weaknesses that you're not sure of. Um, you know, Maybe you just don't think about them. If you're not good at them, you just don't think about them. There are others that you know about that bother you. Maybe those are the ones you want to work on, or maybe those are the ones that you want to give to somebody else. There's self-assessment tests. I'm not crazy about them, but sometimes it might be good for you to take those. It's going to show your strengths, but then it also is really good at revealing your weaknesses. Myers-Briggs, is it Briggs? Yeah, Myers-Briggs is one of them that you could take. um, and then once you figure this out and you know what your weaknesses are, either, as I said, either improve on them or let them go, right? We want to stay in a positive mindset about it. Weaknesses in general seem negative, but they're just not. It's just reality. Okay? It's just reality. Keep your mindset in the proper place when it comes to weaknesses. You are who you are, and you're perfect how you are. Literally, you are perfect how you are. We are not meant to be the best at everything. No, we're not. We're built to help one another, have community. Maybe there's something that you're not good at, and your friend or your sister or brother is good at. Help each other. That's what it's about, helping each other. Listen, two minds are always better than one. And if you don't think that, come on, get with it, because we don't get to the top in this world alone, ever. We give and we receive. We give and we receive. We give and we receive. It's just the way it is. And if we don't give or we don't share, you're not going to grow. So maybe you don't want to grow. That's okay. Whatever you want. All right. Now, when you find or determine what your weaknesses are, find out why there's a weakness there. Sometimes there's a reason. Is there something in your past that created a bad experience in regards to this weakness? Maybe it's something that you could be very good at. You just need to, acknowledge it, know that the weakness is there and why, and then overcome it. So there's going to be those. So that's exciting. And sometimes we work on our weaknesses and then we fall back. Just be aware. Listen, I have weaknesses that I fall on the wayside all the time. But the key is, at least in my opinion, the key is acknowledging it and keep trying. Keep working on it. Keep working on it. Keep working on it. Keep working on it. That's it. Just don't give in. You can do this. Listen, we all have weaknesses we would love to improve about ourselves. And again, as I said, some you may not care to even worry about. And that's fine. Let somebody else do it, like I said. Let somebody else do it. Okay, so here's some, I think, yeah, here we go. I think there's some things there's just a list of some weaknesses that might spark something within you that maybe you hadn't thought about. So I'm just gonna read them to you real quick before we wrap this up, okay? Self-criticism, okay? Don't be critical about yourself. Don't do it. Be productive. Be productive. Stay positive. If there's something about yourself you don't like it, work on it. Fix it. Insecurity. Don't be insecure. There's no reason to be insecure. None whatsoever. Too detail oriented. Well, I guess I guess if you are too detail oriented to ever accomplish anything or ever get started, that could be a problem. Just keep that in mind. Just, what's the saying out there? Completed is better. I don't know. There's some saying out there. Just get it out there. Do it your best. It's better than not doing it at all. Is the gist of it. Perfectionism to the point of keeping you from finishing something. That's what we were just talking about, right? Public speaking. I don't know. I remember one year in Reedley, I had to speak for a chamber event. And it was the first time I had ever experienced this, and it was crazy. But my hands, I mean, they were shaking like this, guys. Like I was holding my paper up at the podium, and my hands were shaking. It was so crazy. It was so involuntary. I was like, okay, I need to put this paper down. I don't want anybody to see that my hands are uncontrollably shaking. So I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why. I think the more we do something, the better we get at it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But it's weird, isn't it? So if you want to be a great public speaker, you just got to practice. Go out there and do it. Go out there and stumble. It's okay. It's not a problem. It's the only way you're going to get good at anything is to just do it, right? I remember when I first started doing graphics for when I was originating loans, and I couldn't afford to pay anybody to do it for me way back when. It was very expensive to get anybody to do anything like that for you, and we didn't have the same, like Canva and that made it easy. And I look back at the stuff that I started with. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. But then I got good at it. But I was determined. I wanted to. I love it. I love making graphics and doing stuff like that. If I could do that all the time, that would be great. See, doing the stuff that you love isn't always good to do as a business. I don't know. It just feeds my creative side. Okay, I got off topic again. Let's see, extremely extroverted or obnoxiously talkative. Hopefully I'm not those. Be kind. Shy or timid. Well, you are who you are. I mean, if you don't want to be shy, then you just got to get out and meet people. But it's up to you. These are not things to say that you have to do these things. This is about you wanting to acknowledge your weaknesses and get better at whatever your weakness is, okay? Only you decide that, nobody else. Too sensitive. Sometimes, I know sometimes I am too sensitive, and it usually is coming from somewhere else. And I try really hard to be the observer of myself when I'm being ultra sensitive about something. And I also work really hard at not placing myself in a situation where being sensitive about something gets exploited or blown out of proportion, or I react in a negative manner. So yes, I work on that, but I place myself in the right circumstances so that I don't get exposed to those particular things. We all know. Listen, Learning to be the observer has changed my life. Like totally changed my life. Because then you're allowed to just take a look at everything. Being the observer, finding out what makes you tick, right? Because being an observer, that's what happens. You figure out, you dive deep. Why did I react that way? Was it really them or is it me? Why am I sensitive about something? Poor communicator. Well, if you are a poor communicator and you want to be a better one, well, sure, work on it. Poor financial awareness, overly critical of yourself, yeah, not proud of yourself. Those two, be really, really careful because your subconscious mind only believes what you tell it. It doesn't know truth from fiction. So be very, very careful with that, please. If those are the only two weaknesses that you work on, they are the most important. You need to believe in yourself. You need to know how amazing, how unique and special you are, that you have absolutely everything you need already. You do. It's within. You just need to find it. Okay, let's see. Untrustworthy, procrastinator, people pleaser. Yeah, don't be a people pleaser. Listen, if you're being a people pleaser, you're not being your authentic self. Now, I understand there are people that like to serve, but being a people pleaser means that you're sacrificing yourself and your own values and who you are. Don't do it. Stay true to your authentic self. Okay? Let's see. Afraid to learn. Well, that's the first time I've heard that one, unfortunately. Well, I mean, or maybe fortunately, I am a knowledgeaholic. I just want as much knowledge as I can get. I don't often have enough time. Maybe that's why I buy books and then I never read them. I want the knowledge, but I just don't find myself in a place where I'm sitting and in a mood to read. Anyway, fear of confrontation. Now, I would say, for me anyway, I don't fear confrontation, but I steer away from it whenever possible because I don't like sometimes the triggers or the buttons that people push that make me be that person within me that I don't like. But you can work on that if that's something you want. Let's see. Must always be right. Like, here's the thing about this one, must always be right. You are right within yourself. What you need to not try to do is make everybody, agree with you. Like, I know for me, I'm right about what I feel, but I don't feel the need to convince somebody else to think my way. Does that make sense? All right. Let's see. Poor sense of humor. Poor sense of humor. I think you either have it or you don't. Sorry. Lack creativity. Stuck in a rut. Negative attitude. Whew. That one's a tough one, guys. If you have a negative attitude, yeah, that's another one. That's on the top of the list. Work on that. Work on doing the absolute opposite. No negativity. Squash it. Warrior. So here's the thing about worrying. And this is just my opinion. But, we all do it. I mean, I work really hard because I'm the observer, remember? I work really hard on not worrying because I've learned time and time again, worrying about something is just such a waste of energy. Things are going to work out the way they're meant to work out, period. Sometimes they're not the way we want them to work out, but it is what it is. Worrying about it does nothing but stop you from doing something productive or blessing somebody else. There, I said it. A lack of self-confidence, overly emotional. Sometimes being overly emotional is, there's other reasons. So that might be a tough one. Disorganized, impatient, expect too much from others, don't expect enough from yourself. I don't have that problem. Not finishing projects or other things started, taking on too much. I do. I don't just take on too much. I put too much on myself and not knowing when to say no. So those are just a few things, a few bullet points for you to think about, see if that helps you, identify your weaknesses. Only identifying these in a positive way. right? Don't make this something negative about yourself. It's not about racking up your weaknesses. It's not. It's about acknowledging some things that maybe you don't have strength in that you would like to change. That's all. It's not a negative thing. Not weakness sounds negative. It's not. It's just you're not as strong in that area. You weren't gifted in that area. Big deal. If it's something you want to change, great. Go for it. If not, let it go. It is what it is. It's who you are. All right, let's get on to our little intention for the day. Tuesday, June 22nd. All that I need to help me on my healing pathway is here now. As I said, guys, you have absolutely everything you need already within you. You just have to find it, share it. All right. Peace. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow, hump day. We're almost done with this series. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Share it. Bye now.